the space between the notes creates the music. If you actually think about how music is created, it's actually the space in between each note that creates that sound. In your own life, when you're just constantly making noise, which is just like go, 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 hustle, hustle, it's like, what space are you creating for that music to be real? And so then I ask people, like recently, it could be a simple thing. You could take 20 minutes out of your day to just focus on your breath. And then that could be your balance. But I think too, it's tough because everyone's on their own path and there is no right way. I always say the only wrong way to live your life is to think that there's a right way to live your life. There's just ways, and we're evolving and we're figuring them out. But I don't really believe in like work-life balance. I believe in work-life integration. And so doing things that you love to do with the people that you love to do it with, and then providing some type of impact or service to the world. Now that correlates to you working 70 hours a week, but you're deeply fulfilled by it, like Tony Robbins-esque person. I mean, that dude's like, talk about hustle, but man, he's on fire all the time. So it's really not black and white. But what happens is if you want to get some of the answers, you go to the people at the end of their life. So the people who are on their deathbed, they're at retirement homes in their 80s and 90s, and you can ask these types of questions. So like, what do you wish you would have done? What do you regret spending your time on? What would you have rather spent your time on? Come to our end of our life, I'm sure we'll be able to answer things completely differently. Like, man, I wish I wasn't so stressed about that one thing. Yeah. Or I wish I didn't spend 5 years going down this rabbit hole that didn't serve me ultimately. But I do believe that money is important and that we should go out there and get it. And then I see those in finite games. So if you're playing a finite game, you're trying to achieve a certain outcome. So if that's like a monetary outcome, I'm trying to exit this, or I'm trying to build a real estate portfolio that kicks out X dollars per month. And then that's going to take over like basically my daily expenditures. And then I get to live a life of freedom. I think that's important. But then it's like, what's on the other side of that? Let's say that you guys have your number, which I think is important, or else you're just going to keep chasing the dragon. So like, know your exit number. And I call it like when you exit the matrix. Some people's exit number is $1 million. Some people's exit number is $20 million. But when you know your exit number, then you only play infinite games. An infinite game is there's no winners or losers. You're simply playing for the sake of gameplay because it's what fills you up with love and joy. And that's what fulfillment is. So if people know what their finite and infinite games are, they have a clear strategy to get there, then I'm like, okay, this person's going to be all right. But when they don't have any of that and they just have blinders on, they have no self-awareness, then I just like to observe them